Okay, this will be an interesting one. It's a very important thing we're going to do. We've done a couple of these already. Going to make this into a dual colour job. But this is a very important issue to me. Oh, my guts are hurting. Sorry, folks, I feel a bit ill in my guts. I've got to do some more poo. I'm just a little bit constipated, I think, which is not nice. It's not a nice feeling. I've already been to the toilet to do a shit. Sorry to get a bit too much information, folks. I hope you find that funny, a bit of comic relief, as in, hey, relief on the toilet? Ha ha ha, funny. Well, you got to laugh. Sometimes if you don't laugh, you cry or you get into an absolute tizzy or a rage. There's a lot of things to be angry at this day and age, that's for sure. All right, what is it? The big issue. This is sold primarily, if I'm correct, by homeless people. What they get from $7 is half the price, goes straight to them, to the vendors. So that's a really good... This is a really good thing to buy. If you can help out the homeless, that'd be good, because they've got very little hope. But the good thing is about this is that I haven't actually read it, but judging from the cover, although they say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, haha. So rising up and changing the world, but we still see the rich people profiteering off less fortunate people in the world, like in places like China. You know, workers don't get paid enough, and yet the workers manufacture most of the stuff that we take for granted. And yes, people don't like the way Chinese products are on the market. And it's not just about people because basically work becomes offshored from our country. And if we don't have any manufacturing plants, we don't have enough working class jobs. And basically, when things go to China, it's not just bad for the Chinese, it's bad for us too, because there are no jobs to go to. And work is a very important thing in this world, for everyone, nearly. And basically, if you can't work, you don't get the money that you need, and then you end up like these people, homeless, because the real estate, there's a lot of things conspiring to make life difficult. Like the real estate industry is full of greedy people who just want the top dollar, and investment properties. And these rich people buy investment properties. There's this thing called negative gearing, which I don't understand how the fuck it works, but it's been implicated as a problem. Now that's got to be a bit smaller. But basically, with things like negative gearing and stuff, rich people can own multiple houses, but many of these houses don't have people staying in them, which is really strange. But that's the mentally sick. No, we're not. And then, of course, people with mental illness get discriminated against too. But I'm talking about a sickness that the rich people have. And it should be considered a problem. And in society, that rich people love to accumulate. They love to accumulate stuff way beyond what they actually need. So they might own, say, 5 investment properties, and they're only living in 1 or 2 of them, and the other places remain empty. And of course, rent is so expensive. So even when you're trying to rent, these people cannot afford to rent. So they end up on the fucking street, and it's just so humiliating being homeless, and it's hard to live. And you get treated like shit, you know. So these greedy corporations and greedy real estate agents and other forces conspire to make people lose their jobs, you know, automation, greed, and that's what drives it. Greed drives this problem. This problem is caused by greed. If real estate agents, we're now going to talk about them, reduce the amount it costs to rent to an affordable level, well, we would have less homelessness. But no, they don't give a fucking flying fuck. They just think, what do they feel? They got no idea. They can't walk in the shoes of of a poor person on the street. They don't want to. They just want to fucking satisfy themselves and their cliquey little groups of people like family and friends who also happen to be rich. Well, it's not fucking fair, but what can a person like me do about it? I belong in the low socioeconomic range. You know, I have been homeless myself. I have. And basically, being homeless sucks. I even had one night that I slept rough with some other women, and I had a man propositioning me for sex. He was harassing me, and while I was trying to get fucking sleep. So that's really not acceptable, especially for a woman, but also for men. We can't, but for a woman it's more dangerous because of those kinds of potential for I could have been raped. We could have been raped. So basically, it sucks. And basically, what was I going to say? That there was a good thing. At least back then, I couldn't stay with mum and dad. I had problems with them. They wouldn't let me stay. They didn't want me to stay. So I ended up on the street. So basically, the good thing was I still had my Centrelink payments coming through my mum's letterbox. So I still had a fixed address to send for Centrelink, the people that pay me my disability support pension. Well, basically, I was still able to receive that, and basically, I'm grateful to Centrelink that they gave me this pension all these years ago. So I'm happy that I'm one of the lucky ones that Centrelink has really looked after me over the years, and also the Department of Housing, which is what I've got now. I was very fortunate to get a Department of Housing house, so I give thanks to, they call themselves FACS, F-A-C-S, so I'm both grateful for my disability pension because I'm disabled, and also I'm grateful for this place that I live in, which keeps me off the street. But these people need hope, and it's really good to see something like this. This was apparently, the big issue was started in England by a homeless person. So we hats off to him for starting this, and this is really good. If you people who can afford it, $7, could buy some big issues off these less fortunate people, that could really, really make their day. And who knows, it could save lives.